All right, well, as states like California struggle to stay afloat with major cuts, North Dakota is bucking the trend of the economic crisis. The state sports the lowest unemployment rate in the nation, the fastest growing economy, and even an unexpected $700 million budget surplus. Republican Governor John Hoeven joins me right now with how it is that the state is doing so well. Good morning, Governor. Good to see you.
Good to see you, Alexis. Thanks for having me on the show.
Well, these are pretty unusual numbers, unusual statistics. What is it that you're doing in the state of North Dakota that's proving that the results can work?
Well, first off, we are feeling, the drag of the national economy and the recession, but we're working very hard. We're very aggressive in economic development. We've diversified our economy, and particularly in the areas of energy and agriculture, value-added agriculture, we're making strong progress. But we've targeted areas for growth: value-added agriculture, advanced manufacturing, technology-based businesses, energy tourism. Matter of fact, I'm in New York today meeting with site selectors, encouraging companies to come out to North Dakota, where we've cut taxes. We have a great legal and regulatory framework for business. Very productive, wonderful people. And, we are very aggressive in this effort to create more jobs and good-paying jobs.
You guys travel around the country to different states to basically tell people about the state of North Dakota, to kind of lure them to come and look at job opportunities over there. How did you go about this strategy, and how do you get the corporations to spend some time in North Dakota?
Well, I'm glad you asked that question, because that's one of the things we've had to do, is market our state to the country and to the world. And we started with a strategic plan where we really looked at our strengths. We got everyone involved. We got our university system involved, economic developers around the state. We've worked very hard to build a good business climate, to cut taxes. And then we get out and talk about what it's like to do business in North Dakota and the tremendous productivity of our people. And that's what business is looking for, because they have to compete in a global economy, a high-tech economy. They can do that incredibly effectively from our state.
And you're a big export state, which is a very hot topic right now, given a lot of protectionism talk. Why was that so important? Why is it so essential?
Well, we need the markets. Our rate of growth in exports has been leading the country in recent years. Those are incredibly important markets for us, not only traditionally the ag markets, so agricultural products. We lead the country in the production of something like 14 different crops and so forth. But now in mercantile goods and manufactured goods and other areas, we need those foreign markets, and so we've got to be aggressive in trade.
Technology, energy is a huge component of the state. Wind power, things like coal. I know you have a container plant in coal. I mean, walk me through, are you guys leading the way? Are you the example for some of what this administration is pushing for?
I believe we are, because we're working very hard to develop all of our sources of energy. That means both traditional sources of energy and renewable sources of energy. For example, we now passed up Oklahoma as the 5th largest supplier or producer of oil to this country. And we do it all with directional drilling, which means a smaller environmental footprint, more oil. But whether it's oil, gas, whether it's the clean coal technologies, we actually take lignite coal, convert it into synthetic natural gas, put it in pipelines, set it to market, and we capture and sequester the CO2, reduce greenhouse gases. We've got ethanol plants, biodiesel plants, tremendous amount of wind development that we're working on. So it's about developing all of these sources of energy, and I believe that's what the country needs to do.
Let's switch gears for just a moment. There are reports in the press today with some more details about Countrywide, as you know, and Angelo Mazzillo and Friends, or the VIP program as it's known. It's impacting Senator Ken Conrad and Senator Christopher Dodd. Senator Ken Conrad comes from your state. There's a lot of talk about whether or not you would consider a run for the Senate. Does this give you a greater incentive to perhaps think about that?
At this point, I'm doing my job as governor, and as far as that story, it just came out this morning. I haven't had a chance really to get the details on it. So, we'll have to see what develops with that. And all I would say from my standpoint is that we're working hard on the things that can build our state. And, And that's my focus as governor right now.
What about running against Senator Dorgan? Because the Republican National Committee chairman in your state, as you know better than I do, has suggested that they would like to see you seriously consider a run. And you've sort of kept the door open and suggested that maybe you consider that and maybe you'd make a decision this fall. I know it's a little early, but there's a lot of talk about midterm elections. Where do you stand on that?
Well, Alexis, you know, this is the time of year when people in the parties are out recruiting. You know how that goes. But I haven't made any decisions in that regard. So.
Well, you right now are a great roadmap for what we can do for the rest of this country, particularly given what the state's done, and continued success. We'd love to come visit and see what's working. We would love to have you come out. So I want to extend that invitation. And believe me, we'd roll out the red carpet and like I say, we'd just love to have you come. All right, terrific. Well, Governor, thank you very much for taking the time. Great having you in studio. Thank you, Alexis.